Hello and welcome. I am Debbie Peterson, and this is another episode of Success Without Sacrifice. Today, we are talking about how to overcome that fear of failure as a woman in leadership or as an aspiring or an emerging leader. Fear of failure is something that can really keep you in a cycle of perfectionism. It can have debilitating consequences. It can keep you playing small, not tapping into your potential, in that space of the paralysis of analysis where you're just always trying to perfect and refine and not really move the needle. And it can be dangerous for your leadership journey, how you show up in your role, how you show up in your organization. And it's a huge obstacle to you getting what it is that you want in your leadership and life. Because after all, personally, professionally, you are one person. And so that means a lot. So stay tuned. I'm going to share some tips about what you can do about it. So it's interesting when we talk about fear of failure. Think about the definition of failure. There's probably one in the dictionary, but when you think about it, as a person, failure is however you define it. So it could be that you wanted a role and somebody else got the role. So therefore, you have failed because you didn't advance in that promotion. And as you look around, maybe there are a lot of people who aren't as advanced as you are. They aren't as far along in their career or business or leadership journey as you are. And so when you compare yourself to those people, you think, well, I haven't failed, that there's nothing wrong with you. Well, there's nothing wrong with you to begin with. But fear of failure, the willingness to go to that next level can really inhibit you. And it is a major obstacle to you in your leadership in life. But let me give you a little bit of good news with fear of failure being an obstacle. Obstacles are a good thing. Now, you may be scratching your head on that one and saying, okay, I don't get it. How are obstacles a good thing? Obstacles are a good thing because they show up to let you know that you are moving toward something, that you are moving closer to your goal. Otherwise, the obstacle would never have occurred. Okay. If you're stuck, if you're not gaining any traction, then you're not going to encounter your obstacles. So, obstacles are a good thing. But let's talk about fear of failure and what it is that you can do about it to be able to move forward. So, first and foremost, I'd like you to consider the first tip, which is look back to move forward. Look back, look back to move forward. And that kind of sounds like a dichotomy. And it is, but here's what I mean by it. I want you to get in the habit of looking for the benefits of past failures. So things that went wrong, things that didn't go the way that you wanted them to, because what I find is that the universe has a way of guiding us even without us realizing it. And there's a silver lining in that failure in the past. And so when you look back and you analyze what had happened, when you analyze the perceived failure, what is the silver lining or the pearl of wisdom that came out of it? So maybe, for instance, you went for a promotion and you didn't get the promotion. And I know that you may feel stung and just not valued or overlooked. And I get all of that. But perhaps what you realized is that in going into this promotion, there wasn't a big pay increase, but there was a whole lot more responsibility. And perhaps with this promotion, you had to move into a salaried position, okay, instead of the hourly position that you're in. And actually, in the hourly position, you have a lot more earning potential. So, what is the benefit of that failure? So, reframing how you think about them to see what is it that came out of it that was for you. The failure didn't happen to you, it happened for you. There's something that you're meant to extract from it that helps you get to the next level. So that's the first tip. Look back to move forward. Okay. The second tip is I want you to reconsider the term mistake and you making mistakes, because I know a lot of people, they just really get hung up on making mistakes. They are so terrified of making a mistake, of doing something wrong, that it keeps them playing small and it keeps them playing well below their potential. I want you to consider a mistake this way instead. A mistake is merely a decision that doesn't serve you very well. I heard that a long time ago, and it really resonated with me. And the reason is because, by definition, looking at it with that definition, then you have a chance to make a different choice the next time. So it's merely a decision that doesn't serve you very well. So you can make a different decision and get a different outcome. And what that does is it frees you up to incorporate that information and take a different action as a result. Because here's the deal: you came into this world with gifts. You have things that you were meant to share. And I was sharing this in my women's leadership masterclass yesterday, about what it is that our passions are and what it is that our purpose might be. And it's a it seems like it's something that's very big, a purpose or a passion, but it doesn't have to be. It's your gifts. It is the things that you really enjoy. It's the things that you do effortlessly. It's the things you do without even thinking. And you may be looking at it saying, okay, it's no big deal, but it is, because not everybody has your gifts. So for instance, maybe you are just amazing at connecting with people, at really listening to people and hearing what it is that they have to say, and allowing them to feel valued and like they are part of something instead of a part of something. All right. And that builds loyalty, and people gravitate to you because of that. Well, that is something that is a big part of a company's culture. And you might be hiding this gift and not willing to, speak up and involve others. And I'm not at a management level, or I'm not in leadership, so I shouldn't be doing that. And I'm saying, you should be. And I invite you to consider sharing your gifts, whatever it is that you bring to the table, especially in these male dominated industries. In financial services, most of the speaking and the coaching and the training that I do is in financial services, because I know that this reframing about mindset can help women to step up into a bigger level of their leadership. And financial services, the male dominated industries, they need that. They need that diversity of thought, the different ideas, and just how it is that you lead. And you probably heard me say this before, but it's not male leadership or female leadership. It's a blend. It's an and. It's not an either or. And so it's imperative that you bring your gifts to the table. So reconsider making mistakes and instead, sharing what it is that you bring to the table. And the third tip may help you with this: treat it as an experiment. Okay. So when we consider something as an experiment, we have curiosity about the outcome, right? You try something different, and then you're just curious with an experiment what's going to happen, whatever the outcome is going to be. And I remember back to the very beginning of my business, I wanted to do an event for women to really help get clarity and focus on what it was that was out in front of their career, their next steps, their next level, or even maybe their next chapter. And I was petrified. I was scared at the thought of doing it. I was excited thinking about it, but I was scared to do it. And I knew a coach, and we had a conversation, and this is what she said to me: treat it like an experiment. Take the pressure off of yourself and just treat it like see what happens. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't work, but then you'll know. And so it became less about the perfect outcome, and it became about having an outcome, because if I had an outcome, that means that I actually did it. So do it. Try it. Try it for a period of time. Maybe that's a couple or a few times. Maybe it's for a week, a month, 6 months, or longer. But what that does is it gets you to walk outside of your comfort zone. It gets you moving into that space of you becoming who it is that you're meant to be. You step into the realm of your potential, and you finally stop depriving the world of your much needed gifts. So I would love to hear what it is that you've done as a result of facing your fear of failure. and deciding to do it anyway. So leave me a comment below or send me an email to Debbie at Getting the Clarity. And if you really want to take a deeper dive into the next steps, the next level, or the next chapter of your leadership and life, if you want to explore what that's like for you, I would love to have a conversation with you and see if there is a way I can help you get clarity around where you are, where you want to go, and what might be getting in the way of you achieving that. So you can go to claritywithdebbie.com and grab some time on my calendar. So until the next time, here is wishing you all the clarity that you deserve. Have a really great day, and bye-bye for now.